This is something that I encourage clients to do always. And I think right now it's more important than ever, is to talk like a human, right? Corporate speak, not going to work for you right now. Especially if you're the CEO, especially if you are a larger brand, right? That's maybe typically, I don't know, a little on the colder side. You've got a lot of layers. You've got a lot of red tape. You're super cautious with, maybe your voice and your personality. Maybe they're a little chilly, right? A little less friendly. I think now's the time to change that up and make sure that you are being very human, very real, and speaking the way your customers speak.
Right. No, I agree. And circling back for a second on those, taking the opportunity, even for the intercompany communication, to have those chances to speak with the team, to engage with your team in a very genuine way is so important. There are so many excellent examples online that I'm seeing, and the tech guys are leading. I'm seeing a lot of leadership in this area, where they're having many online town halls where they're saying, okay, here's what's going on, here's where we're at. CEO of Marriott Corporation did an excellent job of addressing the crisis with his team.
Yes.
And communicating honestly with your team doesn't mean you just tell them everything is all rosy and it's going to be fine. What your team needs is to know that you're being honest with them, and sometimes honesty brings with it some rough news to hear. But along with that, they want to know, well, what are you doing about it? And that's a pretty good example. If you get a chance to, anybody gets a chance to find that one online and check it out. This is the first CEO that Marriott's had from outside the family, and clearly demonstrating some real leadership in a difficult time. What industry has taken it harder, aside from restaurants probably, but the hospitality industry right now? So, I think just anecdotally in 2008, 2009, they saw occupancy rates drop down into the, by 20 or 30%, something like that. Right now, they've got properties that have dropped 95%. So it's devastating. And how do you ride that out? You have to communicate.
Yeah, for sure. And, one way to do that, you mentioned the town halls. I think manufacturers have a huge opportunity right now. You could create webinars, for your customers, and they could be more town hall like, where, you bring in speakers digitally who are talking just like we are here. You don't have to be in the same room. This is not something that takes a tremendous amount of effort, energy, or expense to set up. It's not that difficult. You can take advantage of this. You can stay connected. And especially the fact that the trade shows, many have been canceled, at least the ones coming up here.
Right.
Take advantage of that, right? Create your own little trade show experience, because what were people coming to the show to see? Well, they were coming to party. We all know that. They were coming to see what's new. So create a little experience for them. I should know who this is, because I'd like to give him a shout out. I'll try and do it in the show notes, but it was a manufacturer I saw a couple days ago on LinkedIn, and they created a little video tour of their booth. They set it up out in the warehouse, and they walked you through, and they talked about what was new and what you could use it for, what you could do with it, what problems it solved. It was really cool. And it didn't feel salesy. It felt personal, and it felt creative. So,
what's ironic is, because you and I know we've got a schedule for the topics that we're going to address, and this session is taking the place of how B2B is becoming like B2C. Yeah. Before our thinking was, gosh, it's sure moving that way. You should get ready. Now we're living why it needs to be that way.
Right.
It's being forced upon us. So if there ever was an opportunity, don't waste a crisis. This is it. This is where you can make that pivot, and it's really going to have a positive impact on your business.
Well, and I I think you and I are living proof of that. We've been talking about and working on this podcast for a year, and we launched it on St. Patrick's Day during a pandemic.
Right.
And today we're showing up with video.
Yeah, there you go.
I have resisted video for a long, long time. And so this is not comfortable for me. I know you never met a mic you didn't like, but
self-admitted.
I am not the video butterfly, if you will, that some people are. And so this is me getting over my fear, putting myself out there because we want to show up and we want to be helpful and we want to be supportive. So
right.
I think, we're living proof that, and did we know how to create a podcast before we did it? No. Did we know how to do these videos? No. And you pivot and you adapt.
Exactly.
So
exactly.
Evolve or die.